looks like when you have brides who are obsessed with your work and your brand. This is Lisa and Dean Graziosi. I just shot their wedding in Italy, and this is what they said right after seeing their wedding teaser. Lisa said, "Dean just showed me your post and we both happy cried. Alex, you're a god." And I'm not just gonna show you screenshots all day long because we all know anyone can just Photoshop these comments and messages. So everything that I'm gonna share with you in today's training, I'm gonna back it up with real life examples and proof. So with that being said, here's a quick video clip of what Lisa and Dean had to say about me.
Alex, thank you so much for being here with us today. I literally prayed about having the best
It was her
videographer in the
absolute,
world.
number one priority is to have a
Yes.
killer video team and the right person with
I
the
said
right
it so many
culture,
times,
right
and
values, all those things. And when she met you, she knew it. So we really appreciate you.
I prayed actually about it because I was frustrated that I couldn't find the right person. I'm so honored to have you here with us. Thank you.
Thanks.
Couples need to see the value in what you do, because if video is not their number one priority, there's absolutely no way they would pay you a premium or even fly you across the country to film their wedding when they can just hire a local videographer or just hire someone that's the cheapest. Now, you probably already know this, you can make a lot of money with wedding filmmaking. You see all these high-end videographers traveling to the most exotic destinations and charging over $10,000 per wedding. But the problem is, most videographers don't know how to market themselves to attract high-paying clients. And even if you do book a couple high-end weddings here and there, it's hard to do it consistently. Now, how do I know that? Because it's not just me booking these type of clients and weddings. It's also filmmakers I've worked with. For instance, Trevor George, one of the first people I helped out, he started off struggling with booking clients to now working with high-profile people like Garth Brooks, one of the biggest country singers in the world, and he even shot his daughter's wedding. Also, Fong Tai here, one of my students, he booked his first destination wedding in Italy. He says, "Huge thanks to Alexander Ma for guiding me through booking my first destination wedding." The bottom line is, it's not just me, it's also other videographers that are getting these amazing results. And so obviously I'd like you to become one of my students as well. So if after you watch this video and you got a lot of value and you feel like these things can help you with your wedding filmmaking business, then I'll give you a link where you can book a call to talk to my team and see if you're a good fit for me to personally mentor you. Now, to be totally transparent, if you're a complete beginner and you're just starting out and you've never shot a wedding or even booked a wedding before, this likely won't work for you. So what I'm about to show you is for serious filmmakers who are hungry, driven, and ready to take action. And I know some of you might be thinking, if you're making this much money and you're booking all these cool weddings, why share your secrets? Aren't you just making it even more competitive and saturated for everyone and even yourself? And the answer is no, not at all. Because I know most people who join free webinars just like this don't even watch the full training. And even if they do, they're most likely not gonna apply what they learned. So if that's you and you already have that mentality and you're skeptical about everything and you're just looking for an easy way to make money without putting in any effort, then this training is not for you. And I'll give you a couple moments to just exit this page and leave right now. All right, good. So if you're ready to take your wedding films and business to the next level, then let's do this.
Let's fucking party.
And if you stay until the very end of this training, I'm going to email you this template with 25 unique ways to make even more money as a wedding filmmaker. And I'm sure you already know, this template alone isn't going to make you money. You need to know the 3 steps I'm about to show you to attract the right type of brides first, and then use this template to make even more money. Alright, so at this point, you're probably wondering, who the hell are you? Who the hell is Alexander Ma? And we're not going to waste too much time on this because I do want to jump right into the meat. So you probably have some idea of how I went from a high school dropout working minimum wage to an award-winning filmmaker booking high-profile clients in less than 2 years. And Rangefinder magazine thought I was cool enough to interview me. More importantly, I get to work with couples who value my work as much as I do, and I finally get to experience all the cool places I never thought a person like me could go to. But I don't want to spend too much time talking about myself, so let's get into the good stuff. So here's what you're going to learn when this training is over. The number one reason why you're not booking high-paying clients and how to fix it. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly how I booked each one of these weddings right here. And this is such an easy fix once you understand this concept. And then I'm going to show you how to reprogram your brain to view the world as a marketer, not an artist. Because if you're trying to do this full time and be profitable doing it, you need to know exactly how to market yourself to attract the right clients. And then number 3, I'm going to show you how to make your competition irrelevant, even if you don't consider yourself an expert filmmaker. Now, let's be honest. I don't think my videos are the most cinematic or even the most creative. I know so many filmmakers that are way more talented than I am. But how am I able to still book these high-profile clients and charge a minimum of $9,600 when I'm not even the best videographer out there. And these are the exact 3 steps I use to grow my wedding film business so fast, because a lot of people always ask me, how in the world did you do all of this in less than 2 years? And to be honest, when I first started, all I wanted to do was just to make enough money doing what I love so I didn't have to work a shitty 9-to-5 job ever again in my life. And I also wanted to make my mom proud, because after dropping out of high school, I felt like I let her down and I couldn't do anything right in life. So I had to prove to her that I wasn't a failure. And so what I did was I started booking and shooting weddings. And to be honest, it's really not that hard to find someone who's engaged and shoot their wedding, because everyone gets engaged and married all the time. The challenging part was to find couples who actually valued my work enough to pay me a premium. And I couldn't figure that out, because I was able to book all these low budget weddings, but I was working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, either shooting, editing, or responding to emails. And if you're stuck in the low end market right now, I'm sure you already know this. You need to shoot a lot of weddings to make a certain amount of money just to pay the bills, right? And that totally got me burnt out and stressed out. I had lost my love and passion for filmmaking. And all of these brides didn't even appreciate all of the hard work that went into the video. I would send them the final video and they would either not respond back, I would never hear back from them, or they would say something like, "Thanks." That's it, nothing else. And that just showed that they didn't value video at all. Then something crazy happened. A billionaire hired me. That's right, a billionaire. And he booked my highest package at the time, which was $8,800. And that billionaire was David Murdoch, the CEO of Dome. It was for his best friend's wedding, and he was paying for everything as a wedding gift. Up to that point, no one has ever booked that package. I was so excited, I even took a picture of the check when he paid me the 50% deposit. Once I booked this wedding, I got a taste of what was possible. So fast forward to this wedding, I was on my A game, because I knew if I screw this up, I would never get another chance to shoot a wedding like this ever again. So I made sure to over deliver. And shortly after this, I sent the couple their wedding video, and they didn't respond to my email. I got a call from them instead, and the groom was like, "What the hell, Alex? You just made me cry. We are in tears. This is the most amazing video I've ever seen. We love it so much, and we are so happy we found you. Thank you so much."
I didn't really have anything to do with it. Maybe a little because I paid for it.
A lot.
And after that, they started referring me to all of their friends that were getting married, and all of them were booking my top package, the $8,800 package. So I was like, what did I do different here to get this couple to refer me? And it became clear to me, I didn't just show up and deliver a service, I delivered an experience. And I'm not talking about just showing up and being super extroverted and being the life of the party and making everybody laugh, because if you know me in person, you know I'm super introverted and awkward as hell. And I know some of you are too, so that's not an option for us. I'm talking about delivering the client's experience in a different way. And once I knew what I had to do and what worked, I started working harder than ever before. I kept improving my skills and my craft, not just creatively, but also as an entrepreneur. And as a result, I started attracting and booking the type of couples I actually want to work with. Couples whose priority is video, to the point where they were willing to fly me to the most beautiful places on earth just to film their destination wedding. And just within a few years, I was able to bump up my starting price to $9,600. Now, imagine getting paid a minimum of $9,600 just to film a wedding, or even half of that, which is $4,800. How would your life be different when you start making this type of money? Because for me, the coolest part isn't getting paid to travel the world and work with my dream clients. It's being able to use that money to take care of my mom and give her the experiences she deserves. And to me, that's the most rewarding part.
I want to thank my mother for raising such an outstanding gentleman.
So instead of me talking about it, I'm going to show you. So step number 1, the number 1 reason you're not booking high-paying clients and how to fix it. You need to understand how high-end brides decide to spend their money and where they are at. These brides aren't just shopping around for the cheapest price. They're willing to pay you a premium if you know what they truly want. This is something I call tribe creation. And when you do this right, you will attract only your dream clients who are already pre-framed and ready to book you. So all of the low budget brides that don't value video, they will be filtered out immediately, and you'll be able to charge more, work less, and serve only the brides you want. So there's no need for you to convince them why they need to hire you over your competitor. After working with countless high-profile clients and celebrities, I discovered a pattern. All of these clients came from my tribe, which consists of wedding planners, photographers, DJs, and even past brides. Tribe creation doesn't have to be with just people in the wedding industry. It's about leveraging your contacts and people you already know, and then you use each wedding that you book as an opportunity to expand your tribe.
My goal of this evening is to become friends with this guy.
You can even use this tribe creation method with other videographers, and here's a perfect example. This is one of my videographer friends, Michael. A bride reached out to him to shoot her destination wedding in Cabo, Mexico, but he was already booked on her wedding date. So what he did was he referred my company to her. Long story short, she booked me and flew me to Cabo, Mexico. I went to this wedding not knowing anyone. I didn't know the planner, I didn't know the photographer, but after this wedding, I came home with new tribe members. And shortly after this, I grew this tribe even more and booked all of these weddings.
This is insane.
So I went to this wedding not knowing anyone, but I used the tribe creation method with the planners who are located in Cabo, Mexico. So now I have tribe members in a different country, and they've been referring me to all of their Cabo brides. So I have a few weddings coming up later this year in Cabo. You also want to use the tribe creation method with everyone in the couple circle. And to do that, you want your videos to go viral within their circle. And I'll explain how to do that later on in this training. And when you do this right, this creates brand awareness. And that's how we booked all of these couples here. And you repeat this process at every single wedding. And that's what I did here at NFL player Cody Latimer's wedding. I used the tribe creation method with their planner, and she's in the high-end luxury market. So she's been referring me to all of her high-end destination couples. And you can't forget the photographer. So at this wedding, I met this photographer, and we ended up shooting all of these weddings together. She actually referred me to this Cabo, Mexico wedding for country singer Chuck Wicks and Cassie Williams, who is the sister of country star Jason Aldean. And at this wedding, I used the tribe creation method with the planner who is located in Cabo, Mexico. So now I have 2 different tribe members in Cabo.
I'm fucking blown away. This is insane.
And I know some of you might be thinking, okay, this makes sense, but it looks like it took you years to build this network. Honestly, it doesn't have to take years if you know how to use tribe creation properly. I shot this in December 2018, and all of this happened within 2019, within a year. And all of this happened because of one tribe member, my videographer friend, Michael. And you might be thinking, you probably got lucky here with this one. This is probably just a one-hit wonder. Just to show you I'm doing this consistently, here's another example with a photographer. We shot all of these weddings together, and at this wedding I met this planner, and she referred me to all of these couples here. She even referred me to Disney star Eric Von Detti from Princess Diaries and Toy Story. And just to show you how well tribe creation works, it doesn't have to be with planners and photographers. Here's a perfect example with a band. So I filmed this wedding, used the tribe creation method with the band, who connected me with Jason Earls from Hannah, Montana.
Holy crap, this is Jackson from Hannah, Montana.
Here's one more example with a planner. I met this planner at this wedding, and she referred me to all of these couples, which led me to Grammy Award winner Kevin Alushala from Pentatonics.
Hey, you're real, thank God. You look so beautiful.
And she even trusted me enough to film her sister's wedding, where she was the maid of honor, as you can see in this picture right here.
It works.
And as you can see, I'm doing tribe creation at every single wedding, and it creates a snowball effect. And I know some of you might be thinking, tribe creation won't work for me because I live in a small town in the middle of nowhere. People here are cheap. They're not gonna pay me a premium. It works for you, Alex, because you live in California, where there are more wealthy people and celebrities and just a lot more people to network with, right? And that's completely false, because most of my couples are not even from California. For example, Lisa and Dean I mentioned earlier, who had their wedding in Italy, they're from Arizona. And this couple who flew me to Thailand, they are from Seattle, Washington. And this wedding I shot in Hawaii, they are from Connecticut. I even have couples fly me to their hometown where they live just to shoot their wedding. Like this one right here in Niagara Falls, this one in New Jersey, Portland, Oregon, and even places like Nashville, Tennessee, Denver, Colorado, Austin, Texas, and Wisconsin. If you know how to create demand, it doesn't matter where you live. People will pay you a premium for your work. Like my student Trevor here. He markets in a small town in Mississippi where there's only like 3 other videographers he's competing with. But he knew how to leverage tribe creation so well, he got into the circle of Garth Brooks and even shot his daughter's wedding, as I mentioned earlier. So now you're probably like, well, Alex, how do I get my tribe to refer me in the first place? And this brings me to step number 2, reprogramming your brain to view the world as a marketer, not an artist. So if you want your tribe to refer you, you need to give them a good reason to. You can't just be like every other videographer out there kissing ass to these planners and different vendors. They see right through that. You need to be remarkable. Most videographers think in order to stand out and be remarkable, they need to have the most cinematic, high quality, epic videos with crazy transitions, drone shots, and fancy color grading. But that's simply not true. None None of this matters when you understand something I call Hollywood hacking. The best Hollywood movies and trailers have a mix of marketing and storytelling, and with this simple mix, they are able to generate millions. Hollywood movies don't just sell based on the cool shots. Most people watch movies because of the story, not because of how cool the color grading is or how epic the drone shots are in the movie trailer. The production value should already be expected when someone hires a videographer. So instead of getting all caught up with that stuff like every other videographer out there, become a storyteller. This honestly changed the way I shoot and edit my wedding films. And how do I know this works? Well, a couple years ago, I was at one of the biggest wedding conferences for photographers and videographers, where I took home the first place award for best wedding film.
And first place goes to Alexander Mark.
Minutes later, I went back onto the stage to accept the grand award for the entire filmmaking category. The crazy part was, this was only my second year shooting weddings, so I was shocked when they announced my name because I couldn't believe a beginner like me would have a chance to compete with other filmmakers with way more experience and talent. The funny thing is, the video that won wasn't the most cinematic or even the most creative. I barely used a gimbal. Most of the shots were on tripods. There was only one drone shot in the entire video, and some shots were even out of focus. But how the hell did I still win first place and even the grand award for the entire filmmaking category? At the time, I was Hollywood hacking without even knowing it. I even met a photographer and fellow award winner who loved the film so much, she flew me all the way to Canada to film her wedding. And that's when I discovered the key to films that brides loved wasn't the shots or the crazy angles. It was the storytelling.
As a wedding photographer, it means the world to me. To have people who I know will capture the story of our day and these memories for us, we can just trust you completely. And for those of you who don't know, they came to join us from LA. We're just absolutely thrilled to have you here. So thank you so much.
This is when I realized the power of Hollywood hacking. But it gets even better. There's also the marketing aspect of Hollywood hacking, because storytelling alone isn't going to sell your films. If you study how Hollywood markets their movies, you'll see that they are really good at creating hype around their film by releasing trailers and getting their actors to do press interviews and talk shows and pretty much getting people excited to see their film. So how can we do something similar on a smaller scale with our wedding film business? One option is offering same-day edits. It's basically putting together an edit of the wedding film on the wedding day while it's happening, and then displaying it at the end of the night for everyone to see. It's a pretty cool experience for the couple and their guests because they get to see everything that happened that day. Everyone is just amazed and mind blown. Like, how the hell did they put together a wedding video so fast before the wedding day is even over? And my favorite part is after the same day edits, everyone in the room knows who you are. It's kind of like we're celebrities. We always have guests come up to us afterwards telling us how amazing the video was and asking for our contact information, and some of them even end up booking us to shoot their wedding, like this couple here. And one time, a DJ was so impressed, he brought us on stage to give us a shout out.
I've never in my life seen a videographer like this guy. This is the guy that put the video together while you guys were dancing, having a good time. He was back there doing the video. So let's give him a big hand. You guys are playing on my wedding. You guys are doing my wedding, okay?
He actually kept his word, and we filmed his destination wedding a year later.
And I think that time we did that wedding back about a year ago, it was just like overall success.
We actually have a wedding next weekend together.
Yes.
So now, what happens when you combine Hollywood hacking with tribe creation? Well, I recently invited one of my premium members, Jacob, to shadow me and shoot behind the scenes at a destination wedding in Tahiti. And he witnessed me do all of this in person, because I'm not just making this shit up. I actually practice what I preach. So here's a quick 30-second clip of him talking about what he learned from this destination wedding.
Something unique that Alex does is he makes a little wedding teaser that he gives to them the day after the wedding. I remember the night of the wedding, Alex was importing all the footage from the wedding, and I went to sleep, woke up in the morning and went downstairs, and he's like, look at this.
Alex is an absolute machine. This wedding was literally yesterday, and he's already got this teaser out.
Putting it out the day after the wedding, Alex explained, is much more effective just because the hype is more real. You know, all their friends were just there. It's super relevant, fresh in everybody's mind. And when they see that, they're like, oh, I was just there. And they get hyped. They want to share it. And the couple loved it. The bride shared it on Instagram, on Facebook. She was just so excited about it. When the couple is sharing that wedding like that, it's free marketing. Coming from them, it's also a huge word of mouth because it could lead to a ton more referrals and just kind of gets your name out a little bit more.
And shortly after this wedding, Jacob applied everything he learned about Hollywood hacking and tribe creation to his own weddings. And as a result, he had brides sliding into his DMs saying how much they love his work and if he's available on their wedding date.
I'm going to pull up my January 2021 stats, January 1st through 31st, 2021. And here we go, $24,000, pretty much just in deposits. This is actually about $40,000 in weddings booked. And just so that you know it's legit, we're going to refresh the page. And there we go. Same numbers. Everything's running. We also got a brand new studio. Alex has helped me a lot. He has taught me the tips of Hollywood hacking, tribe creation, all these things I use in my own business, and Alex has helped guide me through that entire process.
And by the way, Jacob lives in a small town in Wisconsin, so this proves that you don't need to live in a big city to get these results. Now, the only way you can do this effortlessly by the next morning is if you apply the next step I'm about to show you. And most videographers are not doing this. So step number 3, how to make your competition irrelevant, even if you don't consider yourself an expert filmmaker. And the secret to this is to have systems. If you don't have systems in place, you will burn yourself out. I know this because before I had systems in place, I wouldn't be up until 6 a.m. super exhausted just to get a teaser up by the next morning. It was possible, but it wasn't healthy or sustainable. Now, with systems in place, I can edit these teasers within a few hours after the wedding. But for this to work, you need a game plan. You need to know exactly what shots to capture. If you or your second shooter have unnecessary shots or missing shots, then it's gonna slow down your overall editing process. When I first started shooting weddings, I was so paranoid I wouldn't have enough camera angles that I had 4 videographers just to shoot a simple wedding. The funny thing is, when I was editing these weddings, I still didn't have the shots I needed for the edits. And I was like, how the hell is this possible? I have 4 videographers and 7 cameras rolling at the same time. That's when I realized the problem wasn't the amount of footage we captured, it was not knowing the right type of content to capture. So once you have systems in place, you eliminate all of the guesswork. Now we can confidently show up to these weddings with only 2 videographers that know exactly what to capture. My second shooter knows exactly what shots he's responsible for, and I know exactly what shots I'm responsible for. We don't even need to communicate with each other at all. Now when it's time for me to edit a teaser, I know exactly every single type of content and every single shot that's in each memory card. I no longer need to waste hours going through a mess of footage to find certain shots. And when you do this right, you can use systems to scale your company, replicate your talent and skills, and even grow a team. I'm at a point now where couples trust my brand enough to hire my team to shoot their wedding if I'm already booked. And there's been times where my company shoots 4 different weddings in one day. And it's not just me applying this to my business, it's also my second shooter, Hector. Just a few years ago, he was working minimum wage parking cars as a valet driver. And after shooting countless weddings with me around the world, he mastered the system and started his own company. And within his first year, he made his first 6 figures because he followed a proven system. And when you have systems in place, you don't even need to be an experienced filmmaker to shoot a wedding. If you know how to use a camera and you know how to follow instructions, then you can pretty much shoot any type of wedding. This is Hector's second shooter. When Hector started his company, he didn't really have a budget to hire good second shooters. So what he did was he trained his 16-year-old nephew, Joey, to be his second shooter using our systems. And Joey had no filmmaking experience prior to this, but within 1 or 2 months, he was honestly better than most second shooters that's been shooting for years. Maybe you do have a system for your shooting or even your editing, but one of the biggest mistakes I see videographers make is not having a system for their business and marketing. You could have tons of referrals from planners and past brides and even have the best storytelling in your films, but if you don't have a system to convert these people to paying clients, especially high-paying clients, then all your effort goes to waste, and this will never be a profitable business for you. You can't just have a system for only one part of your business. The different parts of your business are interconnected to make a whole. So instead of focusing on isolated parts, you need to establish systems. And now when you combine these 3 steps, when you combine tribe creation with Hollywood hacking and systems, you create a snowball effect and you'll see massive things happening. And if a videographer in your market knows tribe creation, Hollywood hacking, and has systems, holy shit, you're about to get your ass kicked. You don't want to be the person that ignores this stuff. It's only a matter of time before someone in your market comes and learns this stuff, just the same way I did. Or maybe they come and watch this video and I just spoon feed it to them. And if you don't want to do anything about it, then be my guest. But I can't tell you what's going to happen when a videographer in your market who is more hungry and more committed than you takes this information and decides to execute. Because then they'll be booking and working with all these high-paying couples while you're stuck in the low-end market. But if you believe booking high-paying couples who value your work is the answer to a better life and a better income, then I got good news for you. Because right now, I've opened a few spots in a brand new program that I've created called Wedding Filmmaker Mastery. Now, this program shows you how to take this information and take everything that I've learned. And this webinar here, this is just scratching the surface about what I've learned and what I know about the wedding filmmaking industry. I show you how to really take this stuff and apply it to your own business to get massive results. And we work together personally. This is not a typical online course that you just sign up and you don't really get any personal support. This is an actual mentorship program. And when you join this program, you'll be able to get all of my tools and systems that will make your journey to your destination a lot faster, a lot more predictable, and a lot less waste, pain, and suffering. This is basically a map to get to where you want to go fast. And you'll also be qualified to travel and shadow me at an actual wedding. All of your expenses will be covered. So if this is something you're interested in, then here's what you need to do. Below this video right now, a button will pop up. Click on that button, and once you click on that button, you'll be taken to a page where you'll answer a few questions. And if we don't think we can get results for you, we will be totally upfront and tell you straight up. I'm going to tell you right now, our program is not for everyone, so don't book a call if, number one, you are not passionate about wedding filmmaking, and you're just someone who just wants to get rich, because people who just want to get rich will screw over their clients, and I'm not going to have any part in that. Now, don't book a call if you think you know it all already. The reason my students get results is because they put aside their egos, and they are hungry to learn. They approach this with a student mindset. And lastly, do not book a call if you are not serious. Let's face it, some people just don't have that drive and that hunger to do what it takes to get to where they want to go. And if you're going to work with me, I'm going to make sure you got those things. You're serious, you're committed, you're passionate, and you love what you do, and you have what it takes to succeed. So if that's you, then you'll be able to schedule a call with someone on my team, and we'll tell you all about our Wedding Filmmaker Mastery program. We'll get you into it, and we'll get you to where you want to go fast. So if you fit the description of what I just talked about, then click the button below this video right now. Click it, go to that page, answer those questions. If it sounds like a good fit, we'll do it. If not, no worries. So I look forward to speaking to you soon. Click the button below and let's get this done.